Hello there, Storytellers, and welcome to RP Weekly. Being back to doing RP Weekly videos, it leaves me speechless, and it just fills my heart with tons and tons of joy because I love doing RP Weekly. I love talking about RPing. I love helping others find fun role plays or RPH blogs or resources that are free. I love doing it, which is why I wanted to give a little announcement that in 2019, I will be working on a series of videos about Tumblr roleplaying. There'll be short videos that center on the aspects of Tumblr roleplaying, and I've created tutorials before. I don't know if I've done it on this channel, but I know I've done it on Abeko Bento Productions channel. But I want this to be more viewer friendly as well as very focused on specific topics. So if you have anything specifically that you want to learn or want to have a video to utilize, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and I'm really excited because it's been something I want to do for a while. But with the response that I got with last times, it wasn't last week. The response that I got last RP Weekly video was very positive and just like warmed my heart and my soul. So I want to do more. And without further ado, let's jump right into. First up, I have Endless Ideas RPH. This blog is run by Jack, and he does everything from opinions to shoutouts, and he's very much interested in helping writers when they get stuck. As always with RPH blogs, be sure to check out their What I Do pages. Don't be an asshole. In Another Life RP. This is a time travel roleplay, and it follows the lives of characters 10 years in the future. Not all characters have traveled through time. Some wake up thinking it's just like another day. Set in Los Angeles, California, it is semi-Atlas with canon bios that are very flexible. You can change names and face claims. I also really like their character birthday page, which is fun. Go check that out. First up, I have Cleo Lazuli. She's a social media influencer of Filipino descent. And secondly, I have Kiersey Clemens, who is an American actress known for Flashpoint and will be in the live-action Flash movie coming to theaters near you. So the spotlight roleplay this week is El Cosmico RP, or Cosmico. I went wild with that. But anyway, this is an original character roleplay set in Colorado. The town that's set in is split into one part desert, one part inner city, and one part mountain. The town's lore includes UFO sightings, Bigfoot sightings, and even some scary stories about their abandoned nuclear power plant on the outskirts of town. Characters are broken down between skeptics and believers, and this became my spotlight roleplay because of how unexpected this gem is. So upon first look, it appears to be just another average town roleplay. But then you read the plot. The admin, Anna, I hope that's how you say her name, has put a ton of personality in this roleplay, and I am fucking here for it. Pardon my French, but I'm very passionate about this roleplay. So go check him out, go give him a follow. It's very awesome, awesome roleplay. So the ask meme of this video is Forced My Muse to Spill Their Secrets by RP Meme Glacian, believe. So, the Creative Corner, the spot where I offer advice about role-playing, writing, or whatever in between. I did not get an answer to my call for questions, so guess what, folks? I'm doing whatever I want. So seriously though, if there's anything that you have questions about, you can ask me anonymously, you can send me a message. I don't really care, just ask away because I am here to help. This week, I wanted to talk about alternatives to Photoshop. This has been something that I've had over the years a lot of people ask me. So I use a lot of Photoshop. I've done it for RPs, I had an edits blog for a little while. But I understand that paying for Photoshop is very difficult. And sometimes even I used to download the illegal cracked versions of Photoshop. But I pay for it now because I can, and I'm gonna milk my student discount as long as I possibly can. But I do understand that not everyone can, and I wanted to find a way to give you some free resources that don't require you risk getting a virus on your computer. So first up, I have Adobe Spark. This is actually free. I wasn't sure it was free because I always use it when I'm logged in, but Adobe Spark is free. It is an online tool. It's kind of like Photoshop. It's very similar to a lot of the ones that I'm going to mention in a bit, but you can create graphics on there, and they have a lot of templates as well. I think all you need to do is register to log in, and it is free. I use it even though I have Photoshop and I pay for all of the Adobe products. I still use Adobe Spark. Secondly, I have Canva. I use Canva actually a lot. If I don't feel like loading up Photoshop, or if I need something just quick and easy done, or want to do it on my phone, Canva is what I use. I know a lot of people actually use it. A lot of my friends that are admins of RPs, they use it for their RP graphics. Highly would recommend Canva. They also have a phone app, so you can do it on the go. So I do it a lot for my social media posts. Like if I need to create something really, really quick, that's how I do it. And the next 4 are ones that I don't think I've ever used recently, but I do know that they are free and they're available websites. So there's GIMP, PicMonkey, Pixlr, and BeFunky. They're all fun to say. So I could leave it at that and say, here you go, have fun. Here are all the free things. However, I do want to offer some advice and a bit of a pep talk, if you will, about Photoshopping, and especially to those that are beginning Photoshopping or graphic design in any way. First thing first to remember, we all started off making shit. It is a learning process. It is something to not be afraid of. Don't be afraid to make mistakes or make things really weird, because you'll look back at them years later and just be super, super amused at yourself and what you have made. Also, it's not like anyone else is going to see what you make. You're not going to just magically publish it and the world is going to see it. It is completely personal and private, and it is your content. So I wanted to show you an example of what I created when I first started role playing and also photoshopping. So I had this character, Pepper, who is my OG character. I love her with everything in me. And she had a Lindsay Fonseca face claim. So here's the graphic that I had made. I think it might have been like the second graphic I ever made. Now I'm sure that there could be worse and more hilarious graphics out there, but I wanted to show you a bit of like a visual example of what I made when I began and how I would make it now in present after years of making mistakes and just trying my best. So here's the original image. This is the blank one, the blank canvas, if you will. I spent maybe 5 minutes editing. Here's 2 examples actually of how I recreated this. So in the original, if you will note, there's her name, Pepper. That is handwritten. This was right after I got a quill from the Harry Potter exhibition in New York. And I had the quill set, and I was playing with it, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to do this. So for some reason I did it. I don't really know like what the purpose was or why I chose this like sepia tone of a photo, but it's there. So what I did is I made it black and white, and I found a font that I liked that was script font, and I kind of picked something that Pepper, the character, would write, like how her handwriting would be. So I have 2 options. I have one where it's just all black and white, and then another one where there's a glow around the font that is red because she's a Gryffindor. So while I don't necessarily think I would make this graphic these days, I tend to lead more towards like modern contemporary styled stuff. I did want to showcase that. What can you do if you're just starting off with photoshopping and graphic design? First thing is utilize the free tutorials that are all over the internet. Don't be afraid to ask questions to RPH blogs or anywhere really that you find the tutorials that work for you. Everything that I have learned about photoshopping has been because I went out and I tried to learn as much as I can. So if I wanted to create something and I got inspired by a graphic, I would search how to create the effect that I wanted. And then I would go back to my Photoshop or whatever program you use and try it. And it's all trial and error really. With most things I think in my life that I have learned, trial and error has been my go-to. And finally, have fun. Photoshop whatever you want. I had the urge to Photoshop the cast of Merlin and dinosaurs. So I did it. And I wanted to Photoshop Starbucks and hipster dinosaurs, so I did that too. Fun fact, they're actually my proudest achievement to date. So that was my pep talk and my little spiel about photoshopping and alternatives to photoshopping. Remember that if you have something that you need help on or you have a question about, do not be afraid to ask me. I am here to answer to the best of my abilities. And also, I want this to be an interactive series, and I want to hear from you. So the goodie bag, my favorite thing, the thing that I struggle with every time I do an RP Weekly, because I have so many resources that I want to share, and I have to limit myself. I really do. There is a cool Myers-Briggs character guide. There's how to kick ass at Photoshop. I actually have a few resources that are about photoshopping and graphical design. So thank you for joining me on RP Weekly. If you like this video, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, as well as down below take a peek and journey onto my Patreon page, where I post up things like a monthly selfie with my dogs or monthly outtakes, where I make a lot more mistakes than I put on the camera. But I absolutely want my Patreon to be a space to grow the community of Storyteller Squad and be able to communicate a lot easier with you. And not to mention that Patreon helps you as the viewer and subscriber support the channel directly and not through a third party like YouTube. Thank you for watching, and keep on shining, Storytellers.